Hey everybody, how's it going? These are my recent 4K and Blu-ray pickups, and there's one DVD in there. Some pretty cool things. There's a very wide range, as tends to be the case, though I kind of go through phases of watching genres. But the first two I'm going to show you are television shows. I watch a lot of TV shows on Blu-ray and DVD. As a matter of fact, I don't really watch streaming. I don't watch like TV shows on streaming really at all. Just movies once in a while. I don't watch a lot of streaming, but I do have a video on my channel talking about that somewhere if you want to watch that. But the first TV show, this is put out by Viz. This is an anime, which if you watch anime, you have certainly seen this. If you don't, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's called Inuyasha. This is a classic anime. It's one of my favorites. I don't know how it's regarded now, if it's held up well, but I don't watch a ton of anime. I just really enjoy this. It's one of the first that I saw. I used to watch this at my friend's house when I was younger and really enjoy it. And it's a pretty standard story about this girl, Kagome, who's like a high school kid who gets brought back to feudal Japan with Inuyasha here, who's like a half demon, and it's kind of a standard story of them trying to find this shattered. It's like a shattered jewel, a pink jewel. I can't remember what it's called, but I watched like a couple episodes on here, but I've seen the whole thing. There's some movies and everything. These are pretty cool anime packs. This has the first 27 episodes. You probably can't even see that because the lighting's not great in here, but yeah, there's a bunch of these. These are actually pretty decent. I've heard that this company in particular is kind of some of their releases don't look very good. This one looks just fine, and it's pretty neat. You can watch it in English or Japanese. You can watch it with English with like the subtitles for the signs and posters and stuff. I just watch it in Japanese, but yeah, this is pretty neat to have. And the last TV show I picked up is season 2 of Fargo. I love this show. I love the movie. I love the Coen brothers. Have probably talked about season 1, and then I just rewatched season 1, and I love that show. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever. I just think it's sick. It is great. I was so cautious going. I didn't want to watch it because I thought they're gonna fuck this movie up, and my buddy just pushed me to watch it, and he's like, "You will love it," and I am so glad I took his advice because I love this show. Season 2, I'm about 6 episodes in. I don't like it as much as season 1, but that's honestly excellent. Season 1 is absolutely phenomenal. This is excellent too. The two main characters, Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst, Ted Danson, Patrick Wilson, Gene Smart. The cast is stacked in here, as it seems to be for like the whole series. So pretty damn good writing. I'll probably do a review on this at some point and get more in depth, but this is just great. And it looks wonderful too. Okay, so now I have a few movies I haven't seen. I just wanted to show them off because I picked them up. The first is the 4K of the movie The Sting, classic movie with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Pretty cool cover. I have never seen this film. It's definitely something that's up my alley, and so I'm looking forward to watching it. And so I just wanted to show it off. Next is another movie I'm really looking forward to watching with Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, and Ben Foster, and that's called Hell or High Water. And this is, from what I've heard, is like a modern Western kind of thing. And I've seen this, like I used to see the thumbnail of this around, and I'm like, I don't know if that's my thing. And then a lot of people have said this is really, really good. It's an excellent film. So I'm really looking forward to watching this. And the last movie on this list I haven't seen is a film from probably one of my favorite modern directors, writers, whose name, every time I mention him, I forget his name, and his name is S. Craig Zahler. And let me just double check to make sure I didn't just blow that again. S. Craig Zahler, yeah. This is called Dragged Across Concrete. Let me read the cast because it seems pretty stacked. Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, Tori Kittles, Michael Jai White, Jennifer Carpenter, Laurie Holden, Fred Malamed, Thomas Kretschmann, and Don Johnson. I probably just blew a bunch of names there, but I don't know what this is about. This guy only has 3 movies. I've seen 2 of them, and they're freaking amazing, so I'm really looking forward to watching this. The next is a 4K from the same director. It's his sophomore effort, By the way, if you don't know S. Craig Zeller, he directed and wrote and did the music for Bone Tomahawk, which is one of my favorite movies. I've talked about it endlessly on this channel. But this is his sophomore effort, Brawl in Cell Block 99. It stars Jennifer Carpenter, Don Johnson, and Vince Vaughn. Yeah, that's Vince Vaughn there. Um, this movie is fucking badass. I really liked it. You know, going into it, I knew it was some sort of an action prison film, which is not really my thing. I don't mind prison movies and action movies, but I thought, you know, I'm more of like I like westerns and horror, and I loved Bone Tomahawk because of that cool setting and blending of genres. But I come to think about it, I loved Bone Tomahawk because of the writing and direction. And that's just what you get here. I mean, the writing in here is great. The direction is wonderful, and it's exactly what I would have wanted. It's an absolutely wonderful movie. You know, it's very much subverts your expectations. It subverted mine. You get a lot of long monologues. You know, shots holding on to shots for a long time. A lot of character development. It's very slow paced. You know, like way more slow paced than I thought, and not in a bad way or anything. And this is like a guy that basically screws up and goes to prison, and he needs to get himself to another prison and just keeps digging himself into a hole deeper and deeper. When I think of great actors, Vince Vaughn never comes to mind. I don't think he's horrible. He doesn't come to mind. And I think if you ask anyone that has seen this, they're probably what you're gonna hear is, "Wow, Vince Vaughn is really good in this," and damn, he's great. I mean, really is spectacular in this. The acting all around is great, but damn, man, Vince Vaughn really surprised me. He is smoking good in this film. This movie, to differ stylistically, I mean, there's from Bone Tomahawk, though, there's certainly Zeller's trademark style and writing in here. Very good all around. But this is more like a gritty, like Grindhouse movie from the 70s. It has a little bit of a different feel. It's still very brutal and gory and violent, but it's got like some fake looking effects and some cheesy one liners, and it's all in good fun though, you know, like it's done well. And so, in addition to having this sort of gritty, exploitative Grindhouse feel, it's also a really good character piece and drama. So Vince Vaughn is just a fucking monster in this movie, man. Like he's like a superhero in this movie. You know, it's all in good fun. It's not very realistic, but it's very good to watch. And man, it's just like this is not the kind of thing I normally like, and I just love this. So very much looking forward to Dragged Across Concrete. The next two, I have two more. These movies were outstanding. Next movie, I thought this was like a 5-star film. This was wonderful. And I've been wanting to watch this for a while, and it's the 4K of Paul Thomas Anderson's Phantom Thread, starring, oh my God, Daniel Day-Lewis, one of the best actors alive, who has retired, and it's this last movie. We'll see. But this was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I didn't really know anything about it going into it. I just knew... I love Paul Thomas Anderson. He's one of my favorites. By the way, is anyone excited for his new, possibly Vineland movie? I'm very excited. But yeah, this is about, it's a period piece. It's like in the 50s in London, and it's about this dressmaker. And he takes on this like waitress as like his muse, his inspiration, and they kind of form this romance. And it's kind of like a dark, kind of romantic movie, and it's just so good, you know. Like obviously PTA is very good with cinematography and his direction, and this movie is gorgeous. I mean, the look of this movie, I actually read somewhere that some of the cinematography was inspired by Barry Lyndon, and which is another movie I love. And that makes sense. There's a lot of candle lighting and warm lighting in here, and the picture is outstanding. That is a great 4K disc. The picture is wonderful. You know, one thing that I always point out when you watch good 4K discs is you get a lot of, obviously, clarity, but with stitching and with clothes, textile, you get a lot of clarity there. And because this is a movie about a fashion designer, a dress designer, you get just so many great, just beautiful shots of clothing, and the look of this is fantastic. I love the story. It was often funny in a dark way, and the acting was spectacular, and the music was also spectacular. So this was a wonderful film. The last movie is a DVD. I don't know if it's necessarily hard to find, but this is a very low budget movie, and I'm gonna do a video soon talking about some what movies I watched on streaming, because there's been a couple of those. I've been on a little bit of like a low budget horror sci-fi kick. I like low budget movies when they're done well, because you get a lot of directors will take more risks when it's not a big studio picture, and B, when the budget is so small, you can get really cool things because they have to utilize that budget in a creative way to make something work. It doesn't always happen, of course, but when it does, it hits like nothing else, for me at least. So I've been on a kick like that, and if anyone has, of all these movies, if anyone has any recommendations for films like this, if you've seen it, let me know. This movie, the closest thing I could relate it to, though it's not entirely similar, is Primer, if you've seen that. And that's a movie called Coherence. Again, I apologize for the lighting in here if that doesn't come off well. This movie was just like outstanding. I picked this up on a recommendation. I ended up actually getting this very cheap. This is a $50,000 movie, very cheap. Primer was done with $7K, but this is, and it's even the release is low budget. It looks almost like a bootleg. Though I have to say the actual picture quality was very good for a DVD. It was quite good. In fact, I thought it was Blu-ray sometimes. I kind of forgot. But this is a movie that is low budget, mind bending. It's kind of crass, but I call them mind fuck movies, because how else do you describe it? Movies that just totally screw with your head. And it's about a group of people at a dinner party, 8 people. They meet at this guy's house, this couple's house, for a dinner party, and there's a comet passing overhead. The power goes out, and weird shit starts happening. And I'm not going to say any more than that, because I don't want to spoil it. And I suggested, if this sounds interesting, a total head trip, head spinning, low budget, well done sci-fi with some great character drama, don't watch the trailer. Don't even watch the trailer. Don't read anything. Just watch it. You can find this for free on like Tubi and stuff. You can pick this up pretty cheap, I think. Watch it. It's like a singular location movie. It pretty much exclusively takes place in this living room. And a lot of the dialogue is improvised. I'm going to keep holding it up. I don't know why, but I'm just going to keep doing that. And the way that the acting is great. Sometimes with these lower budget movies, it's really good and really creative, but the acting is okay. I thought the acting from everyone in here was great, and there's some pretty notable actors in here, actually. I don't remember the director's name. Let me just take a look. James Ward Bierkit, perhaps that's how his name is pronounced. I think he used to be a cinematographer, or worked in some degree on the first couple Pirates of the Caribbean films. So definitely not like a total amateur or anything like that. This guy really knows what he's doing. But a movie that is done so well with a budget of just a total absolute mindfuck. It's really well written and plotted. It feels like a movie where there is a puzzle that you can solve if you watch the movie over and over and you really pay attention. But also there's ambiguous parts of it that leave you thinking and aren't frustratingly ambiguous. They're just, you never want to get the full picture because that's not quite fun, right? This was like one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. It's like a movie I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. It was really that good. I really suggest that if you want something crazy that's just like, really creative, to watch this. And it's like one of those movies that could, possibly in the hands of a very skilled director, work as a stage play because of the single setting. And a lot of the dialogue felt like that. So in addition to this sort of crazy head-spinning movie, you also got some great character development, little stories here and there that you start piecing together, and it's very, very well done. So that's everything. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know again, like I said, if you've seen any of these, you got any recommendations, I'd love to hear it, of course. Thanks for watching. Got some new subscribers lately. That's wonderful. Thanks y'all for subscribing. That's really, really cool. I'll be back pretty soon with, maybe I'll be talking about some crazy movies I've been watching on streaming, some really cool movies. And I'm reading a couple books right now that are pretty good. I might get to reviewing those when I'm finished with them. One in particular is actually a really cool book. If you ever played Disco Elysium, one of my favorite games, I've talked about it a lot. I'm reading a book that the original writer wrote, that it's really not very easy to find because it was written in Estonian. I'm pretty sure that's if he's an Estonian writer, and never got translated and is out of print. So it was a fan translation. I managed to get an ebook of it, and I've been reading that, and it's great. So maybe I'll be back with that or something like that. But anyways, peace out, take it easy, and have a nice day.